We've got some more breaking news out of the NFL where the 49ers have opened up Christian McCaffrey's practice window to return from the IR. Now, the All-Pro running back has missed San Francisco's first 8 games of the season with an Achilles injury. He'll have 3 weeks to be activated from the IR or will miss the remainder of the year. Now, the earliest he could make a season debut is Sunday in Tampa against the Bucs. Let's welcome in our NFL analyst and former player, Douzable. Man, the breaking news football gods are just giving us
it's real today on a Monday,
kinds of things, Lijay. We're talking about Christian McCaffrey because the 49ers have opened up his practice window to return. And our NFL insider, Jonathan Jones, by the way, saying that barring any setbacks, he should play on Sunday. What are your expectations? I mean, it's so hard because we never really knew the extent of what's going on there. But is it going to be 70% Christian McCaffrey? What do you think we're going to see from him?
I mean, only Christian McCaffrey and Kyle Shanahan know the answer to that question. And that's the biggest thing, right? When you're dealing with an Achilles injury, you just never know how severe it is. So I'm pretty sure that Kyle Shanahan will err on the side of caution in regards to his usage of Christian McCaffrey coming off the bye week. Now, Christian McCaffrey got hurt earlier in training camp, and we haven't really seen him at all participate in practice, Jacqueline. So it'll be interesting that, JJ comes out and says that barring any setbacks, he will play. The thing is, to your point, what degree of percentage will he be at? Will he be at 60%, 70%, 80%? The thing is, Jordan Mason has played really well for them, so I could see Kyle Shanahan kind of easing Christian McCaffrey into the offense. The only thing is, with Christian McCaffrey, it allows you to be so multiple. Like, his skill set in regards to catching the ball out of the backfield, him and Deebo Samuel are interchangeable, where you could put him out at wide receiver and put Deebo Samuel in the backfield and vice versa. So that really opens up that offense for Kyle Shanahan. So I know they're ecstatic to get him back, but you still need to err on the side of caution because he is one of the best playmakers in football, and you need him for the foreseeable future. You don't want to put him out there too early before he's truly ready to take on a full load, and then you have a setback.
Yeah, and we're looking at the schedule, of course, coming off of the bye. Then it's the Bucs, the Seahawks, Packers, the Bills on Sunday night. They have the Lions a little bit later before closing out the season with the Cardinals. And you mentioned it, Lijay, Jordan Mason, he's been serviceable. He's been
great,
good.
Actually, yeah.
So I guess just when you look at the schedule, how great does McCaffrey have to be if you have a guy like that who can carry a load like for Christian McCaffrey?
Yeah, I think it buys you some time. Now, again, that's a gauntlet of a schedule.
Yeah.
When you look at some of those teams playing, again, Packers will see what Jordan Love is because he obviously isn't 100% healthy right now. But this is something that the 49ers are accustomed to, right? Starting slow and then getting hot at the right time. They always play their best football late November, December, going into January. So, again, I would err on the side of caution if I'm Kyle Shanahan because, to your point, Jacqueline, Jordan Mason has been really great this year. He's added a physical element to that run game. It's hard to tackle a guy that's about 6'1", 245 pounds running downhill. But the thing with Christian McCaffrey is he makes you so multiple because his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield and to make people miss in open space. So, again, they'll be excited to have him back. But, again, I would ease him into the offense.
And the NFC is really interesting because we have a handful of teams that are at 500, and yet they're still on the outside looking in, which I don't know if we really guessed this when we were talking about the NFC going into the season, but the NFC West specifically is very, very crowded. So the Niners are not out of this by any means, but how confident are you that if they do get Christian McCaffrey back, no matter if he's 50, 60, 70, what have you, that they can still push the Cardinals, win the division, or even get into the playoff picture at this point?
I mean, they took a big loss earlier this year with Brandon Ayuk being out for the year, but Jawan Jennings has showed that he could be a serviceable, if not number 1, number 2 receiver on your team. You still have Deebo Samuel. If you get Christian McCaffrey back to where he was or even close to it, that's a big boost. Again, when you look at this 49ers team, they're accustomed to this. They're comfortable right now at 4-4, right? Now, again, you would like to start off faster, but they always want to be playing their best football towards the end of the season. So this is a team that where most teams you may panic because you may have let some games slip away. That Rams game comes to mind. But for the 49ers, this is where they usually are each year, and they just get hot at the end of November, going into December, going into January. So do have a gauntlet of a schedule. Again, getting Christian McCaffrey will be a big boost, especially because Brandon Ayuk is going to be done for the year. We'll see with the young receiver, Ricky Pearsall. They've started to ease him back into the offense. You would think another bye week, he'll be more integrated into that offense and feel more comfortable in that offense. Jawan Jennings has been big. And then also, when you want to, you can run it down people's throat with Jordan Mason. Because, again, 6'1", 245 pounds. He's hard to tackle in space.
And we got to give credit to Brock Purdy, man.
Yeah, he's played really well this year.
He's played really well despite all of the injuries. You rattled off a few, but even so, we had Deebo that was out for a minute. Like
Jawan Jennings missed a few.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like they're no stranger to this situation. Lee J, we certainly appreciate it. Back here for breaking news on CBS Sports HQ, where the Niners have opened up Christian McCaffrey's practice window to return from the IR. And to Lee J's point, the 49ers, a slow start that is not something that they are strangers to by any means. We saw it dating back to the last 4 seasons, ended up getting a 10-win season in 2021, going 13-4 in 2022, and then of course 12-5 in 2023. So they're at 500 right now. Christian McCaffrey could be coming back, so we'll see what happens with the 49ers.